All right, let's talk more about this. And we're joined now by Ben Hodges, who's a former commander of the US Army in Europe, and he is currently a senior advisor for Human Rights First. He joins us now live from Frankfurt. Welcome to the News Hour. So we're hearing a Pentagon official saying the Russians have largely ceded gains in the Kharkiv region. How much of a territorial and moral victory are these alleged gains for Ukraine?
Well, thank you. And of course, these are not alleged gains. They're very real. Huge progress by Ukrainian armed forces over the past few days that are the result of very thorough professional planning and preparation, a good deception plan, disciplined operational security, skillful employment of weapons provided by the West, and I have to say, a collapse of the Russian will to fight in this particular region because their logistics system is so exhausted.
Ben, sorry, just to jump in at this early stage, but how is it possible to verify these gains? Because there is also, claims by both sides, and it is challenging to verify this when you're not there, seeing this at the front lines. How are we confirming this? How are we verifying this?
Well, okay, that's a fair question. And if I was only using one source, if I was only relying on the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, I think then someone could question my analysis. But we see so many reports from so many different sources and non-Ukrainian sources that are able to geolocate where things are happening. And so uh, I, I don't rely too much on numbers of how many casualties, how many tanks, that sort of thing. What I do watch is the map and where Russian forces have had to pull back. So uh, you asked earlier, why is this significant? Of course, the areas that have been retaken, liberated by Ukrainian forces, are critical storage areas, critical transportation hubs, all the things that are necessary to keep Russian troops in the fight, and they've lost a lot of them.
And as you hear these reports, as you say, that they are verified, do you think that this could re-energize Russian forces and to maybe take back these areas that have been lost?
Not at all. The Russian forces, they don't have the will to fight. I mean, we've been watching now for months. Their logistics system is exhausted. The sanctions are having an impact. They cannot replace the precision weapons they were making because they relied so much on imported components. They have expended a vast majority of their regular artillery ammunition. The maintenance of equipment cannot continue because the logistics system has been pounded by Ukrainian forces. So we know from history that war is a test of logistics, and it's also a test of will. And there are so many reports of Russian soldiers that don't want to be there. They were either conscripted or drafted into the military. They don't want to be in that fight. And so it shows up the test of will between Ukrainian forces who are defending their country and Russian forces, most of whom, by the way, are from nowhere near Moscow or St. Petersburg. They're from out in the other ethnic regions, and it shows up on the battlefield.
That's interesting what you say, war being a test of logistics and will there. So if we could simplify and say and where we are right now as we pass that 200-day mark of fighting, who is winning, if we can put it in such a simple question?
Yeah, excellent question. And it is definitely too early to be planning a victory parade. There's still a lot of hard fighting to go. Um, but my sense is that the momentum has shifted in favor of Ukraine. And the key is the momentum irreversible? At this point, I would say yes. And I can envision that Ukrainian forces will push Russian forces back to the 23 February line by the end of this year.
That is a very important point you make there, and that we end on. Ben Hodges, fantastic to speak to you. Hope to speak to you in the future soon. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for the privilege.